Recently, I shocked an acquaintance by explaining that male testicles move depending on the temperature. What else do people not understand about male anatomy? Just because I can aim my penis doesn't mean the stream of urine will go where I want it to go. Does it happen to you that you start peeing and discover that a pubic hair has fallen on the very tip, causing the stream to split? That's so much fun. After a wild night, the stream can also split by itself, even without any obstacles. One time, I had 3 streams at once, and none of them went where I aimed. My wife had only slept with 1 man before me. I was her second. This happened a few months after we got married. She was washing my hair and looked at my privates, and water ran down below my belly. She saw my testicles move for the first time in her life. She got scared and said something was moving in the water. I got scared in turn and jumped out of the bath, but there was nothing there. She said she saw my testicles moving. I told her it happened because the water got into certain places. My girlfriend thought that an erect penis could move without touching it, and that I could control my erection. An erection does not mean consent. Damn right. Regardless of gender, sexual arousal doesn't mean you agree, and no one has the right to dispute that. I was talking to acquaintances, 2 women, and it turned out they didn't know that we don't choose when it gets erect. They understood that the loss of an erection was beyond our control, but didn't know that we don't decide whether to have one or not. One of them shared that she once was with a man who couldn't get it up, and she took it too personally. It's like lubrication. Of course, conditions can vary among different women, but no one can decide independently when to get aroused or not. Before I saw a penis for the first time, I thought everything hung between men's legs, like where women have their vaginas. I was shocked to learn that it was higher up, facepalm. To be fair, you couldn't have guessed that. I've heard from many men that they thought the same thing about the female vagina. When you don't know exactly, it's natural to assume that the genitals of the opposite sex are located where yours are. Most people don't know that pre-ejaculate contains urine. Pre-ejaculate is used to clear the urethra for the passage of sperm. Urea can kill sperm. Not quite true. Different fluids can be in the urethra, but most often it's urine and semen. Some sperm can survive in urea. So if you have unprotected sex, pre-ejaculate can lead to pregnancy. Not all sperm will die because of the urine, but the acidic nature of urea isn't a favorable environment for sperm. The fact that it can be very small when flaccid, my ex thought that was very strange. It annoys me that our penises are designed this way. When women see me in sports gear or on the beach, they probably think I have a small one in general. An erection does not mean we are aroused. It can happen for no reason. When I read something like this, it worries me a little. Because apart from morning wood, I never get erections that aren't caused by arousal. I haven't had random erections since my puberty ended. Should I be worried? But it still gets erect when it needs to. If you lead a more or less healthy lifestyle, don't worry about it. I had to explain what a foreskin was to a girl who had only dated circumcised men before me. I had to explain to my German friends that girls might not know what a foreskin is because most men in the US are circumcised. Upon hearing this, they unconsciously crossed their legs, covering their crotches. A lesbian acquaintance learned that men have 1 scrotum but 2 testicles, only in medical school. She now works as a pediatric neurologist. Sometimes you can accidentally sit on your balls, and it causes one of the most painful sensations a man can experience. Damn, I don't even want to think about it. I pray that never happens to me. My dad, who is over 60, had to relearn how to sit because his balls sagged so much with age that he could easily sit on them by accident. One of my friends once called into work and said she wouldn't be coming in because her mother had prostate surgery and she needed to pick her up from the hospital. One of my classmates brought a fake doctor's note to get an excuse. Our music teacher found the doctor's number in the phone book to call and verify. It turned out the doctor was a gynecologist. Recently at work, we had to explain to two female colleagues that manspreading, the habit of some men sitting on public transport with their legs spread wide, isn't just a whim. Many of us physically find it uncomfortable to sit with our legs crossed or too close together. We, 10 men, had to make quite an effort to convince them, but in the end, it changed their entire perspective. Even the slightest touch to the testicles can cause excruciating pain. Please be careful with these treasures. The strange thing is that when we are aroused, we don't feel pain. My friend thought that erections were as painful as periods because naturally, nature couldn't be that unfair. She was shocked when I told her she was wrong. That 25 centimeters is not the average size of a penis. I recently had to prove this to several girls, and they were shocked when they finally believed me. I can't boast about the size of my penis, and that may explain why I was so surprised that a girl thought the average penis size was 25 damn centimeters. Has she only dealt with centaurs? Or does she live in a country where all men with small dicks are thrown off cliffs? The skin of the scrotum feels like the skin of an elbow, and also like the skin of the labia minora, just not as moist. You can see for yourself that the skin types of male and female genitals are the same. In the womb, the organs of embryos are initially the same, and only later do male embryos develop male genitalia. The skin of the scrotum is like that of the labia minora. The skin on the penis head is like that of the clitoris. And the skin of the clitoral hood is analogous to the foreskin of the penis, etc. None of my girlfriends understood that most of the scrotum is just skin, and the penis can bend when it is not erect. They were scared when they saw what I could do with it. It was funny. I, 25-year-old girl, was amazed to learn that penises float in water. Wait, what? It's very hard to orgasm when you want to pee, and vice versa. Sometimes we want to pee so badly that it hurts. Our mood depends on blood sugar levels. We distinguish as many colors as women do. We just don't know their names. My ex, who had never seen a penis before, thought, based on images of male genitals, that testicles were in separate scrotums on the sides of the penis. She was initially shocked, but then found it funny. Why the hell does your semen always shoot everywhere but where it should? Me. Take a big spoon, get some yogurt, and then scatter it all over the room with the spoon. When you start hitting the yogurt exactly where you aimed, teach me that too. My current and former girlfriend thought each testicle had its own separate scrotum, and that I walked around every day with balls as heavy as Newton's cradle. And my ex also thought Alaska was an island, but that's another story. A girl writes, as a child, I thought men had one huge testicle and a small penis because of how men were depicted in ancient Greek sculptures and Renaissance paintings. Later, I learned that there's no standard form for penises and testicles, that all men's genitals are of different shapes, sizes, and colors. I had no idea they were all so different. My wife once yelled at me for not putting a new roll of toilet paper in the holder. I said I just peed. She asked, "Didn't you wipe with paper?" I was speechless. My wife was also shocked to learn that I don't wipe after I pee. I thought men could also give birth, that babies came out of their penises. In my defense, I was about 11 years old then. After I learned the basic differences between male and female genitals, I thought for a very long time that penises were as hard as rocks until I touched one for the first time. Once, I had to explain to my ex that not all men, when lying on their backs, have their penises sticking up vertically like flagpoles, even though it happens in adult films. I also had to explain to her what dry orgasms are, and that we can achieve sexual satisfaction even without ejaculation. One girl didn't come to a scheduled date, explaining that she urgently needed to go to the hospital to check her prostate. Apparently, she didn't know that women don't have prostates. Girls, know that if your boyfriend has never swung his penis in front of you, showing the propeller dance, it means he never loved you. I'm not a man, but I was very surprised to learn that testicles are not always static, that they are sensitive to temperature, shrink when cold and all that. But I didn't know that your scrotums, well, sort of, are in constant motion. Very, very slowly, but constantly. Before I got married, I didn't stare at testicles for long or from a close distance, and my husband probably found it funny to explain to me how his genitals work while I squatted a few centimeters from his privates and stared at them. I was delighted. I didn't know about this. It seems I've never watched my testicles for long. I knew my buddy had a mind of his own, but I didn't realize my testicles did too. The scrotum doesn't move by itself, but the testicles inside are attached to the abdomen and muscles that can move them, making it seem like the scrotum is moving. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and watch our other videos. We make new videos every day for you.